And good morning, everyone. This is AJ from the Morning Blitz, the Morning Blitz Sports Talk Show. I am here in DDO, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, doing my sports show today. I am at a local football field. I've noticed the dimensions here are completely different than what from the NFL is. It's 110 yards, 120 yards altogether, much wider than the NFL. So I did promise you guys a live video at a sporting arena of some sort. Um, Unfortunately, couldn't get to the Bell Center today due to there's a lot of construction going on in Montreal, and I guess it's like a season up here. They even call it a construction season, which is pretty laughable. So, with that being said, we are here today, and they do a great job with their sport complexes. Well maintenance, well, very done really good. Um, and that's what I'm talking about. See, the field is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's one of the best looking fields I've seen up here next to the CFL field up in McGill, where the Montreal Alouettes play. You cannot get anything better than this. This is what sports is, and you know, you just you just gotta love it. So today is a very special episode of the Morning Blitz. Because, like I said, I'm walking here. I'm on a football stadium. I'm here at the Terrain Glen McHugh Field. It's not just they don't just do football here. It looks like they do soccer. It looks like they do lacrosse. It's a all multiple purpose sports field, which is pretty nice. Like I said, it's one of the very few sport complexes here in DDO. Dollar man, I can't pronounce the name for the life of me, but it's one of the nicer sports complex that I've seen, and just very well organized. And you just can't beat that. They also have a lot of cool things here. The bleachers are nicely cleaned. Like I said, it's one of the very few sports complex here, and there's a bunch of people coming in right now, so I don't want to intrude on anyone's privacy by filming. So with that being said, it's one of the very few sporting arenas or fields that I've seen. There's like a shit ton of hockey arenas around too. There's like the Civic Center that's right next door. I shit you not, this area alone has probably more hockey arenas than they do anything. I honestly think they have more hockey arenas than hospitals. Hockey's religion here in Canada, and they live it as such. So a lot of things have been going on in the sports world. I don't know if anyone watched SummerSlam last night, so I want to kind of touch on that. I normally don't cover wrestling on this because this is a sports podcast, not a you know I normally have a separate podcast for the, but I don't talk about W or AEW. I talk about normally my promotion. But I don't talk. But the reason why I want to bring it up because I found it kind of interesting that if you guys didn't watch it, I guess it's a spoiler for some of you guys. The main event last night was John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. They turned John Cena face, which I don't know why they did that. That's probably the dumbest thing they can do at this moment. But Cody Rhodes gets his title back. A whole 9 yards. Next thing I know, at the end, John Cena's doing this little bow, thanking the fans, because they're setting up the whole retirement thing, right? Well, next thing you know, you hear Brock Lesnar's music playing. Brock Lesnar comes out, and I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, that's ballsy." They legitimately brought Brock Lesnar back, which I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see that coming because of the whole legal situation with Vince McMahon and that Vince McMahon situation. So they went and they did something that was very, very fucking ballsy because I don't know about you guys, but For all that legal stuff, they've been doing their best to separate themselves from Vince McMahon and anyone related to that legal situation, and then they just bring in Brock Lesnar as a break the glass thing. Some sources say the reason why they abandoned John Cena as a heel was a couple of reasons. One, Travis Scott being a complete douchebag and couldn't commit to the dates that they would needed him for this to work, and then The Rock's unfortunate movie shooting schedule with the Smashing Machine and other movie projects that has kind of interfered with the whole thing, which is pretty rough. I like the heel John Cena thing. I didn't like the fact that they went back on that and then turned him face again. At first, I thought he was still going to, he was kind of working heel against Cody, and then all of a sudden he just changes, which I wasn't expecting that. Is it a green light? No, it's not. It's a red light. So why the fuck are assholes up apartment? I'm waiting to turn and it's not letting me. Oh, fucking, and it's just one of those things where in professional wrestling, and I don't like being that guy. I don't like shitting on the concept of a happy fan going home with professional wrestling. But the Brock Lesnar thing was a was essentially a desperation move on WWE's behalf because of the field storyline with John Cena, Travis Scott, and The Rock, which is fine. Um, kudos to them on that notion. So let me go back to actual sports and not professional wrestling. Not saying that it's not wrestling. I mean, it's not a sport because wrestling is professional wrestling has its own little category where it fits. It's like the Savannah Bananas. I don't know if you ever watched it. By the way, I recommend to go put your tickets to see Savannah Bananas. It's fun. They're the definition of sports entertainment has broadened over the years, and the Savannah Bananas have proven to be that new broaden the widen that that category, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I like it. I hope you guys. Um, it's it's definitely one of those things where when you get into it, the choices are a you follow this brand new concept of baseball, and if you like it, you like it. If you hate it, you don't hate it. And it's the traditionalist baseball fans are not fans of Savannah Bay. It's the younger generation that likes it, which I think people should indulge into that um, that entertainment side of sport because there's not much going on anymore. I mean, until the NFL season starts. CFL season is currently going on right now. I'm hoping to find a way to catch a CFL game before I have to go home. What the? Hold on. Uh, oh my god. Oh, with all that. Why do people fucking hit me? All right. What? Sorry about that, guys. I had someone pick me up, and I have to get back to them as soon as I can. You know. Uh, but just like I said, oh my fucking god, dude. I am sorry. It's. I mean, hold on. Why is? Sorry about that, guys. I hate when people like call you while you're in the middle of a freaking podcast, and it's like, gotta answer your phone. It's an emergency. I hate it. Unless it was an actual emergency, then okay, understandable. So, going back to what I was saying, since Savannah Bananas, one of the most entertaining baseball concepts I've seen in a long time. I like the fact that now they have their own league, they have their own teams. Um, it's a showsman league. That's what it is. It's a showman's league. It's a league full of showsmen that go in and they have fun and they play these games. I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched any of the Savannah Banana games. They're fun, they're entertaining, and it keeps you interested in the game. Just like how Major League Baseball had to use a pitch count or whatnot to speed up the games due to you know do whatever they had to do to make the game faster, more interesting, and sitting there for like 17 hours in one game. I've been to a Boston Red Sox game where it took 10, 11 innings to finish the game. We didn't get out of there until almost like 1 a.m. in the morning. And this is on like a school night. I was in middle school when that happened. And it was, I can see the complaints that once you get into the fall season, it's hard to do games longer than like X amount of hours. So the question is, does baseball, what they're doing now for baseball, or anything, and then Hall of Fame game? How do you guys feel about the digital measurements of measuring the ball now? I see that being an issue down the road. Not saying that the human aspect of things are fucking guaranteed either. None's guaranteed in sports, but when you have these weird ass new inventions that the NFL's trying, and the NFL's not necessarily the brightest bulbs in the shed, so to speak, when it comes to to their to the their whole thing. Like, I don't see them. I see a lot of controversy happening, especially during the playoffs. I don't see it going anywhere in the positive light once the postseason starts. I think we're gonna see a bunch of glitches. They're gonna start freaking it. Though I'm gonna be very intrigued to see what happens if the machine ever glitches. Like if the program ever glitches during an NFL game. Like, what is their solution? What's their fail safe when shit like that goes down? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's very important to find out. And once you find out how they fix that, that's where things gets interesting, right? Um, I look at it like this: we have this, we have the NFL that makes billions of dollars. They're trying to find ways to entertain people. They're talking about adding an 18th game, which once again I don't agree with. I don't think the NFL needs to go to 18 games. I think that the NFL needs to back up, keep it at 17, because we don't need tiebreakers. We don't need, because this is what I don't agree with. You keep it at an odd number, and you have that one extra game's an international game, which pleases the stupid sponsorships and the people that want international NFL owners who want international games. Because Arthur Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, have stated that every single NFL team should have at least one international game. That means someone's getting robbed a home game. Listen, international games should be a neutral game. It's a neutral game. Neither one of the teams are home or away. If it's a neutral game, that way you keep it at odd number of games. 8 home, 8 away, and 1 international game. It's a neutral game. You treat it like as if it's like a Super Bowl, you know? That way, fans ain't going to get pissed, especially season ticket holders who've been doing it for decades. Oh, I'm going to sacrifice my fucking ticket, my season ticket to because you assholes want to do international game. Like, that's what probably would happen. A lot of fans would be outraged. Viewership would never drop because it's became such a monopoly within itself. It's became such a global sensation. It's never going to lose fans. So that's why the NFL doesn't give a shit about the whole, oh, if you do this, I'm never going to go to a game. They don't care. The NFL's still making money. There's going to be some fucking idiot that's going to go dump thousands of dollars to go to an NFL game without a care in the world. With poor Billy Joe sitting in his fucking living room eating a TV dinner cares about. They just don't care. And I think that's the way that you have to look at it. The NFL is toying with the idea of making the Super Bowl a playoff on pay-per-view. Yes. That's the next step in the evolution of the NFL. They will eventually put the Super Bowl on a paywall streaming thing to get you to pay to watch the Super Bowl on TV. They're trying to weave away from the free TV market. All right. That's why they're going on Amazon. That's why they're going on YouTube. That's why you see them very rarely on local regional channels. They're actually in the process of working a deal out where all the NFL teams will no longer be allowed to be on regional network television unless they're in contract with the NFL. If NFL doesn't get a piece of the pie, you at home will not be able to watch your local team anymore. That's how serious the NFL is getting. They're getting that greedy. And there's nothing we can do about it because this is the problem. There will never be a fan strike on a professional sport that would actually impact it enough that they would fix the problem that they already created. Same thing with the WNBA. How the WNBA players the female basketball players are claiming that they want to get paid as much as the male counterparts. It makes no sense. You guys still need the NBA to float your operations. Hell, a minority owner of the Boston Celtics is planning to buy the Connecticut Sun to relocate him to Boston. Are you going to tell that guy no because, unless you're going to play the players NBA salary? No. I'll tell you this. I do agree that some of it's unjustified in terms of their skill set. I get that. However, I always felt that professional sports are nothing more than spoiled in terms of their financing. Oh, it's a dangerous sport. They can die. Well, guess what? There's been kids that died in high school practices. There's kids that have became paralyzed playing Pop Warner. You don't see them getting fucking paid. I know it's a horrible comparison, but let's look at it now. The NIL has ruined what NCAA football is supposed to be. It's supposed to be epidemic athletes. They're putting athletes before the epidemics. So because of that, it is turning it into a whole different nature. The NCAA is no longer about collegiate football. It is a league now. It is equivalent to the NFL. The only competitor to the NFL is NCAA. And they have 165 fucking teams. And the NFL cries about the talent pool being watered down if they expand. Jerry Jones is nothing more than a fucking man who doesn't want to lose the money he makes off of Dallas Cowboys marketing. He knows for a fact if there was another team in Texas besides Houston Texans, like San Antonio and Austin got a team, he's fucked. He loses so much money that way. But I'll toss another interesting fact. What if the NFL decided to expand a little bit more? What if the NFL added, 8 more teams? All right, 8 more teams to the NFL. That makes them 40 teams deep. Does that mean every team's going to suck? No, that means it's going to be a lot more fluctuated and much more spread out. However, the expansion draft and then the NFL draft would change dramatically. And I think that's something that they're not looking at on that aspect of it. So, where does professional sports go? I'll tell you this right now. The NFL, the NBA, the NHL, all those leagues don't have to worry financially as much as the WNBA. Major League Rugby too is struggling. Indoor arena teams such as the National Arena League and the Arena Football One, both of those teams are struggling immensely to keep teams and finances up. So it is a game of pennies right now with a lot of these leagues, and the WNBA, if they don't get their shit in order and stop with their delusional mindset that they deserve this amount of money when they fucking don't, and they have to understand that, yes, how much a lot of people don't want to admit this, but Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA as of this moment. Is it right? Probably not, I guess, but she is. And if anyone thinks otherwise, then they're fucking stupid and they don't understand the importance of one mega athlete has on the league, sponsorships, all that stuff. That's a major fucking deal, and a lot of them are not getting it. They're bullying the whole situation out of proportion, which should probably never go the way it goes. And that's the difficult part about it. This is my morning shows are very widespread out. I either have something already written down to talk about, or it's on the cusp. It's right on the fly. It's from my personal opinion, no one else's. So this is my disclaimer. Anything I say is, in fact, my personal opinion. It's not anyone else's. It's not someone trying to tell me to say something to you. It is my personal opinion. Not only that, we are on the Hardcore Sports Network. We're also on YouTube. We're on Twitch, Kick, Facebook. We're on all of that. And if you want to find the Hardcore Sports Network, just type in their name, you'll find them. Do not get them confused with the Home Shopping Network. When I said we were going to be on HSN, someone says the Home Shopping Network with a question mark. No, not the Home Shopping Network, Hardcore Sports Network. Maybe you guys need to rethink the name. But otherwise, this is the biggest thing that I have to take out of this. You guys never see me really in person. I try not to. I don't like people seeing who I am. It's just a privacy thing, But today in the world, everything involves with, you have to see the face behind the guy that talks. No, that you really don't need to see me. No one wants to see my ugly ass on a podcast. Now, there's an attractive woman that was on my show, like really attractive. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see overgrown fat guy, white beard, talking to you, ranting about you about sports and what grinds his gear. It's like an episode of Saturday Night Live. You just don't need that. But with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go for today. Unfortunately, I have too much stuff to do this morning. But tomorrow morning, once again, we are back. I decided to do it this early because I have a very important Zoom meeting that I cannot miss. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning on another episode of the Morning Blitz Sports Stocks, on the road edition, only on Hardcore Sports Network. You guys have a great one.